Hello, everybody. Welcome to my show about how rock is saved. Today we're going to talk about Kingfisher Sky. I'm East Coast Pete. Kingfisher Sky is a Dutch progressive metal band created by drummer Ivar de Graaf, formerly of Within Temptation. Ivar had some new ideas about the music he was involved in creating. Kingfisher Sky began in 2001. Ido van der Kolk on lead guitar and Michael Parkey on bass. Ido had known Ivar since high school, playing together primarily with experimental music. They found Judith Richenveld and Zelda Wesky to handle the vocals. Judith also contributed lyrics. The new band was interested in identifying as music without a genre. Two female vocalists and heavy groove music provided a contrast to what was out there then. Their 5-track demo was released in 2002. Michelle and Zelda left the band and Ido went on hiatus. Ivar decided to change the band's name to Kingfisher Sky. They had been known as Jawbone. The remaining members carried on in their home studio work. Eric Hugen Dorn came in on bass and Dayan Janzig was added as a second guitar. George Van Olfen was the new keyboardist. And then another demo of 11 tracks, prompting a record deal with Suburban Records. The first album, produced by Joachim Jacobs of Textures and Boke Visar from Split Second Sounds. Hallway to Dreams was released in 2007 to great reviews and good sales within the Netherlands. Maik Paterse, a classically trained cellist, joined Kingfisher Sky first as a touring member and then as a permanent 7th member. And then Laser's Edge Records released Hallway in the U.S. Renee Merkelbach replaced George Van Olfen on keys, and this band would settle down. He was himself replaced by David Roja in 2010. Deanne Janzig left to concentrate on his other band, My Favorite Scar. The new guitarist was Chris Henney. Kingfisher Sky's second album, Skin of the Earth, went later in that same year. And then in 2014, Eric Hugen Dorn left, replaced by Nick Verschoor. Kingfisher Sky prompted a successful crowdfunding campaign to fund their third album, known as Arms of Morpheus. Chris Gildenlow contributed bass on some of the new tracks, and David Rojan left in 2016, replaced by Eric Van Ittersum. Arian, Chris Henney left. And the current lineup is Ivan de Graaf, drums, guitars, and keys, Judith Reinsveld on lead vocals, Ido van der Kolk on lead guitar, Maik Paterse on cello, Nick van der Shore on bass, Eric Van Ittersum on keyboards. Now, Kingfisher Sky's music is a combination of folk and prog, both traditional. Judith adds an element of soul. They have a mutual interest in the music of Aretha Franklin, Porcupine Tree, Jethro Tull, Peter Gabriel, and Kate Bush. Also Tori Amos, King's X, Heart, Mike Oldfield, and Pink Floyd. The music of Kingfisher Sky is understandably not really definable. Progressive myth rock is close to a description, but not to the extent of limiting their style. You're going to get more than you came for. That's my meaning. Here's the Skin of the Earth tracks. 1, Multitude. It's kind of a spooky kind of song. 2, Rise from the Flames. It's about the flight of the phoenix. 3, The Attic. This is different. It flows in 3/4 time, and I like the Eastern vocal break. This might be the best cut. 4, My Better Part, and the music is good, it changes, but the vocals are not dynamic, almost the same for each song. 5, Like a Shadow, which is soft metal. Gold is soft, Mercury is softer, but it's poisonous. 6, Two Old Trees, sort of like a Fairies in the Dell kind of song. 7, We Love Our Heroes, but who's we? 8, Mushroom Wall. Is there a fungus among us? 9, Liquid Clocks, cellos and very likable, confident vocals, lots of texture in the music, certainly prog. 10, One More Day. This is 3/4 soprano harmony. And 11, The Edge of Sanity. Doom and gloom, but in a pretty voice. I just noticed not one of the songs or albums I've chosen for Rock is Saved have electronic voice pitch. What do you call that? When, the vocals are plugged into a computer and they change the pitch of the vocals to sound like they're in perfect pitch. Boy, I hate that sound. Do they call that voiceover editing? Digital voice dub? Whatever. I don't think they've got that perfected even now in 2020. Maybe they figured out that they don't really need that if you got a good vocalist in the first place. Sings from the heart. Sings about things that interest us. Like Fairies in the Dell.